What's up, guys? This is HKUSP. Screen name. My real name is Mike. I'm gonna do a video today. I'm gonna do probably a few videos today because there's a lot of bases and some of them deserve their own video, or at least some of the builders. We're gonna start off with a base here that belongs to a player named Powers, and he's a longtime buddy of mine. I guess you would say buddy. Like I said, he's played on my server since Alpha 10.4. He can be toxic. He talks a lot of shit. He pisses off a lot of people. He's a decent guy, but he's a gamer, which means he's competitive, and he wants to be the fucking best. Nobody can be better than him. I can kind of respect that, you know, as a competitor, everybody wants to be the best. Anyways, this is his base, and let me just go ahead and say that I probably should have made this video at a different time because I got a sore fucking throat. My kid's had the flu the past week. He just got over it, and now I think I'm getting it. But anyways, I really wanted to do this. I know a few people have asked. Now, Powers built this base in the desert. I'm going to tell you right now, it don't matter how good of a design you have. There's no stone in the desert. It's so easy to dig. Yeah, I could dig down right beside his wall, which he reinforced it now because he got raided. The reason he got raided is he built in the desert. He had a little pilot house over here. I think that's where he started. And, boy, that God mode sure is slow flying through the air. But anyways, it looks like he started here at this house. Looks like he started right there at that house. Boy, them damn zombies are loud. But anyways, he started here in this house, and as you've seen as I went through it, there was zombies in it. Now, some of these blocks, it's written in the code where zombies will not spawn on the block. But certain blocks don't have that code because the developers of the game want them zombies to spawn on these blocks. And these are the blocks these houses are constructed out of. As you can see, I've got quite a horde of zombies here. If I go down there, it's going to be loud. He started in that house. He tunneled over, gathering resources, I'm sure, from other places as well. But anyways, it made it so easy for anybody to dig down to the bottom of his pit. Now, if you build this in a regular biome where there's stone, and it would take a significant more amount of time to be able to breach his walls, but because he built it in the desert, he made it so easy to get down to the bottom, which is how he got raided. It's fixed now, but a player come through one of these corners, I think this one right here, broke some spikes, came over, broke his door, took his land claim. Folks, hide your land claims. If you put them where people can see them, they're going to take them. Simple as that. Now, he did patch, like I said, this has been patched up, but he got raided. He got his ass took off of him by a very good player, a player that I have a lot of respect for. Hell, I'd like to make that player an administrator. That player who raided this guy is Aggressor Bunks. We'll do our own. We'll do Aggressor Bunks will have his own video. I'm not even gonna include him on this video. But anyways, that's the guy who raided Powers. And I told Powers before he got raided, I said, man, you messed up. You put this in the desert. The Fun Pimps took out stone from the desert. It's all sand, all the way down to bedrock. I think that was an ignorant move on their part. Hello Player can dig this whole biome out in about an hour. You'd be surprised what you could do with an auger down here in this sand. And you can take down chunks that will kill the server. We all know this game's not very optimized, so we should at least use the code to help slow down stuff like that. I mean, when you can sink a whole biome, it's not good. I've actually had a player do it. They knocked down probably a 300 by 200 chunk. That's a lot of blocks. You take a 300 by 200 grid and then square it or cube it or whatever the fuck a mathematician would call it. That's a lot of blocks. That's Power's base. He had an excellent design. Excellent design. I don't believe there's a better PvP design than what he had. But it has to be protected by something. This outside wall, I would go 2 wide at least, all the way down. The pit, he did great. You can't jump across that pit. You just can't do it. Now, if there was a frame in front of that door, I could jump on that frame. The reason this pit is 5 wide is because as me as Powers learned on a European server of many alphas ago, tools will reach 4 or 5 blocks. I think they'll reach 4, they will not reach 5. Your pit should always be 5 wide. Stop tools from banging on the wall. If I can bang 2 blocks out of that wall, I could jump right in it. I could get a run and a jump and I'd be in your base right here. Then I'd just dig down. Actually, I would go up. I'd try to find a way to go up. Poor Powers. He had a good design, he put it in a bad spot. And before he got raided, I'm gonna go ahead and tell this on YouTube, because hell, it's my server. I would help anybody that I felt deserved it, as you all know. I like to help my players out. You know, this game is pretty time consuming, but it's a fun game. So I'll tell you what I did. I made a copy of this base. A copy of it. Using a mod called Copies Mod. And I moved it. And let's go there now. I moved it over here. I put him on a little island. And as you can see, this is a plains biome. So there is stone once you reach a certain level. Now this base right here, or this bridge, I built that. If any player wants a bridge, if any player wants a huge chunk of land moved, I will try to do it. I don't want to give you like a huge advantage, but I'll do it for anybody. And the reason being is, when you try to drop, a lot of people dig pits. They'll dig them pits that I showed you Powers had, because it's a very smart design. I can't touch that base, so I gotta figure a way to get in it. But anyways, I wanted to point this bridge out. I can throw together a bridge with the use of the copies mod. Maybe I'll demonstrate in a video. But I'm building this bridge to his copied base because he put it in a very bad spot. Obviously, he made some changes on this one. Because I told him, I said, it's a really good design, man. I like, you know, you had a lot of time in it. So I said, I'm going to copy it what it is right now, and I'll put it in a better biome for you. I didn't tell him where I was moving it. I flew across the map. I found a little island. I dropped a copy of his old base. I will demonstrate. I'll copy something here later in the video. But he moved that pit over here, and he took a really neat idea, and he made a loot, like a, you know, you get Horde Night. These zombies are coming in no matter what, see? He can stand in here, and just on Horde Night, and loot everything. Well, that's pretty cool design, I thought. It's copied. I mean, the design was copied. I didn't help him build this. The only thing he got off of me was a copy of his pit and the tower inside of it. He did this here, but he got raided on this one as well. But obviously they didn't get into the tower because they would have to dig through a lot of stone and worse steel. But they come in here. This was all reinforced concrete. I see that he steeled it up. they come down right here because they was going to try to go down that shaft. See, there's glitches in this game. Everybody knows what it is. It's where you can no-clip. It's where you as a player can see what I'm seeing right now. It's really unfair. So they come in, like this tunnel right here. I know who dug this tunnel. I'm not going to say anything, but they know that I know who dug this tunnel. And I can tell by looking at this tunnel why they dug this tunnel. They wanted to look and see what he had down here. How is this designed? How can I get in it? Well, there's a shaft right there. I need to get in that shaft. And that's what this player was working on doing. Another player was going to raid him, which I think he found this hole because it looked like he started to fill it in with wood fucking blocks. That's how you can tell this is Power's base. He does shit like this. I would have got stone. I would have made about 300 stone, and I'd have filled all that in with stone. Instead, he filled it in with wood blocks and put a land claim on the bottom. But anyways, as you can see, this player over here that was gonna dig in had no idea what they were gonna try to dig into. He did ask for help on this, and I helped him. That player would have dug in right here. They would have had to stairwell up to get to these doors. And he's so stupid. This is all stainless steel, so I would have put doors here on every block. But as you can see, he didn't get raided here. But it's an exact copy of the other base. He changed some things. He, looks like he added a garden. It's grown mushrooms. But anyways, folks, I'm only spending so much time on powers because this is an excellent design for PvP. I want to get in this tower. There's really no way for me to do it. So what I gotta do is I gotta dig. I gotta get down to the bottom. I need to get in. Look how that's 3 thick of steel. I mean, it wouldn't be impossible to get in here, but damn, it would take some work. Long time. Alright, let's find another base to look at. I really burn out on Powers. He's a good guy. He's a great player. Powers will glitch you. I've seen Powers do it. I've seen his kid do it. But this goes to show right here that everyone will do it. Powers is like a wanted man on this server. Because like I said, he's a competitive player. He's a good guy, a competitive player. To all the people that were going to raid him, you would have had one hell of a time. Nothing's impossible with the right amount of time. Alright, let's give you guys an insight as to the administrator tools. There I am. Let's go visit my base. Like I pointed out with Mr. Powers, I'm a fan of the tower design. My tower is not very big. It's really nothing special. See that fence outlay right there? In there is a very abundant minefield that I died. Pretty I did. I died in my minefield. Uh, my base isn't much. I mined a lot to get this steel, which is how it blows my mind that some people are able to. I don't know, but this obviously I let Powers come to my base. He's an old pal. I let him check out my base. He loved this thing, the loot pit. So he kind of copied that over there. Another thing, folks, on a land claim, unless this person is your friend, they can't build. They can't place a block. So it would be very wise to not leave ladders. As you see, I don't have a ladder on the steel. The only way they could get up to this ladder is by digging up my wall. And these bars are a weak point. These bars are a weak point. That's one free block. That might take me 10 minutes to bust that block. But the next block, that son of a bitch gonna take about 30. I had a little grid system. I'm anal retentive about inventory management. Very. Nothing special. Nothing big. Just hell what you need to get by, you know? Here's my gun part collection, which is obviously crap. Whoops. Did you see how that frame didn't drop? That's because when I dug this pit out, I used copies mod to air it. That thinks it's filled with air. It's hard to explain, but like I said, I will use copies mod for anybody on my server, which is why I'm telling you in this video. I should also have it listed in the Steam group, but hell, nobody joins the Steam group. Anyways, that's my base. It's really not much. I think it would be fairly difficult to get into. Here's a base over here that got raided. It belonged to a player named Captain something. It was built all out of wood. We'll go check it out real quick. Like I was saying, it belonged to a player named Captain something. And another player wound up coming over here named Powers. And this is... he kind of took it over and turned it into a garden. And renamed it Pistol Packin' Pete's Potato Palace. As you can see, somebody raided this after Powers took it over. But they didn't even waste the trouble to try to get into the building. So that was Captain's design originally. Not a bad idea. He's elevated his pit. He wants things to fall into the pit. It's not far enough down to deter a player from digging through it. And he did. He got raided, which is probably why he quit playing. Folks, PvP is rough. You gotta understand the mechanics of the game. Nothing is impossible to raid. You have to make it not worth the time. You've seen what I had for high-powered rifles at my base. It ain't much. Now, if somebody spent 9 hours with 2 of their buddies to get that out of my base, the joke's on them. I might wrap this video up right here, and I'll see you in the next one.